Hey everybody, it's John DeHart with the Homes from DeHart Real Estate team powered by Keller Williams. And thanks again for watching our video blog. Today we're going to talk about VA loans and what you need to know about assuming VA loans. So as you know, everybody, I'm not a lender. I'm not a mortgage person, right? But we did just go through an experience of actually assuming a VA loan for one of our listings. And it was a really interesting experience because not many people in the industry have actually successfully gone through that process of listing a house, finding a buyer who will assume somebody else's VA loan. So a couple things to know. So as of the last 10 years, there's really been no real reason for anybody to assume any sort of loan, especially a VA loan. Typically that was because the interest rates on the existing loan in the last 5 to 10 years have been higher than the rates were that the buyer could get when they went to apply for a new loan, right? Well, now what's interesting is you have loans out there, VA loans and other loans, that are sitting at 2.5% to 3%. In this case, it was a 2.75% interest rate that was assumable. And we looked at the market and we said, okay, what can we do here to maximize the sale price of this house? And one way to do that was to pass along a 2.75% VA loan to the next buyer. And we learned a lot through that process. Now, we're not recommending this for every single person because this is a very complicated process. However, here are a couple of things you need to know about a VA loan. One of the misnomers is that you can't put money down on a VA loan, and that's just simply not true. You can actually put down as much money as you want. They are loans that are 100% financed loans, which is great. And if you are able to acquire a VA loan because of your service, thank you for your service. And we believe that you should earn the right to have it better terms for your loan, right? So one of the things that we can do is we can actually help you understand what to do with the VA loan, or if a VA loan is even the best option for you. So we have a great lender that can help you do that. So I think the second thing about a VA loan is typically the interest rates are going to be a little less than they will with a conventional loan. There are other fees that are attached to it. However, some people qualify to actually not have to pay those fees. So again, we'll get you in touch with a lender if you have any questions about it. So let's talk about the third point on a VA loan, and that's a VA loan assumption. And again, we just went through this whole process of successfully selling a property, a condo in Arlington, with a VA loan assumption. So one of the things that a lot of us were learning through the process is that you actually don't have, as a buyer, you don't have to be eligible for a VA loan in order to assume somebody else's VA loan. So the kicker is when the seller goes to offer you the assumption of their loan, they actually lose their right to have VA eligibility moving forward until that loan is paid off. So that was one of the interesting facts that we learned about it in a VA loan assumption. Another one was that it was a very simple process that it did take a little bit longer. It usually takes about 60 to 90 days to get a VA loan assumption through, so to speak, or to closing. However, in certain circumstances, if you have the time to wait, and so does the buyer, it's actually not a bad situation. It's could be a win-win for both parties. One of the last points about a VA loan that's assumed is that if you are the seller, you can actually make a little more money, sometimes a lot more money on the sale of the property with the VA loan assumption. So in our example, we actually had a cash buyer who was looking to purchase the property, and we offered them the opportunity to assume the loan at a 2.75% interest rate. And that's really logistically how we were able to get the price higher to a point where the seller was comfortable selling the property and giving away their VA eligibility. So in that case, let's just say that you owe $500,000 on an $800,000 sale home. Well, the buyer has to come up with the additional $300,000 in order to qualify for that. Plus, there are some other qualifications that we can help you understand. However, it is a very complicated matter, and we are one of the only people around that's actually successfully gotten one of these through recently. So if you have any questions on it, feel free to give us a call because I'd be happy to walk you through our experience and maybe some of the good points and the bad points of assuming a VA loan, depending on if you're a buyer or a seller. So if you got any other questions, feel free to give us a call. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.